Hello, this is Carmon at the Featherweight shop. Today I want to address a few common issues that happen with the stitch length lever. One of those, and the first one we'll address here, has to do with the lever itself becoming loose to where it will turn, and it's obviously not supposed to do that. In order to do this repair, and it is pretty easy, you need to remove this screw here and this screw here. And you want to make sure that you use a proper size screwdriver that will fit and not damage the head of the screw, and also will fit in there and not slip off and scratch the machine. Okay, once you have removed those screws, you can make this repair leaving the plate on the machine. It doesn't have to be completely removed. And the issue why this is happening is that this nut right here has become loose, and it just needs tightened. Now that's a 1/4 inch nut. However, most of your wrenches with a common set of wrenches, just from the hardware store, are going to be too big to get in there. Even if it's a 1/4 inch, just the whole width of the wrench itself is too wide. They do make little mini wrenches like this, and that's kind of what you need. In a pinch, you could use something like needle nose pliers, but you would want to probably put some painter's tape or something here on the edge of your machine to protect the finish. So with the lever in its proper horizontal point here, you would go ahead and start tightening that until it's tight, and now it won't turn. And that's what it takes to do that. Put your plate back on and the 2 screws in place, and you've now fixed the lever. Okay, now just for informational purposes, if you have a black featherweight, it's going to have one of these 3 stitch length plates on it. The first earliest being this chrome one. Singer eventually went away from that. I'm assuming it's because the numbers for your stitch length are hard to read, just engraved on the chrome. The next one, and most common, is this one here. Numbers are easier to read, and this one you won't find too often, but this is off of a black side machine. And so anyway, just a little bit of history type information on those. The next thing we're going to address is what to do if the lever itself is hard to move. So I'm going to explain a little bit how it works, the different pieces. For this illustration, I've taken the plate completely off so that you can see the different parts. Now this is not something that actually regularly needs oiled. However, most of the issues that would occur of this being too tight is because it probably was oiled at some point in time, and then that oil kind of varnished up and got sticky and hard on there, and it makes it hard to move the lever. Let's set this aside just a little bit. I'm going to show you, I've got parts here of the lever, and I'll just show you how it works a little bit. This is the main arm that is going up and down in the machine, and the lever, when you raise and lower the lever, it's moving that arm up and down, and that's what's going to cause your machine to make shorter stitches, longer stitches, and then all the way up it's going to go in reverse. This screw here goes through the housing of the machine, and you can see that right here but you're going to have to remove your hand wheel to make any adjustments to that. And it's got a little kind of a 3-eared washer back there that is providing pressure up against the machine, and that's really keeping everything tight and providing that tension when you do that. So when you raise and lower the lever, you can see that the washer's not moving, but the screw is part of this whole unit, and so that's why the screw itself is moving there. Now, if we were to tighten this, let's say that the lever was too loose, and as you were using your machine, the stitch length just started changing, and that can happen if this is loose. And so you would tighten that, but you're only going to be able to tighten it so far, because as this goes through the housing of the machine, it bottoms out up against this piece here. So it's only going to get so tight. So the answer is not necessarily just to tighten it more, because if the ears have become flattened on this little washer, you can tighten it, all you want, and it's not going to help. But usually if it's loose, just tightening this will take care of that, and it adds a little pressure. But if it's stiff, it's usually because of oil has been put back here, and also on the inside here. Get that into focus, and that oil that's turned into varnish is just making it hard to adjust. So the first thing we want to do is to clean this a little bit, and I'll show you that in the next step. So in order to clean this, you're going to want to, if you've got varnish in there, you're going to want to put a little kerosene in here, and then also around this area here, wiping up, of course, any excess that would drip down. But if you put some kerosene in there and then work the lever up and down, you should kind of get rid of that varnish, and then you could put a drop of oil in there. Now, as far as oiling it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to put oil where the resistance points are, and so that would be one drop here, and then a drop, so I can show you, a drop right here, kind of in this crack, because that's where, as you move this lever up and down, it's meeting resistance as it's touching the edge of the machine housing there. And then also a drop of oil here, and that should take care of the stiffness. It does need it, these levers by nature, and because of the pressure of that washer back there, they are a little bit stiff, and that's what you want, because you don't want this to move while you're sewing. That way your stitch length will remain consistent. And just to be clear, you can make all of these adjustments, lubricating, etc., with this plate still on the shaft here, and just let it hang down here. You don't have to completely remove the shaft and take this off in order to do that. You can get to all these by leaving it there. I've only taken it off so that you can see a little bit clearer in the video. And we hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email, ask us a question on Facebook, or give us a call here in the shop. Have a good day.